Alright, we get asked about it quite a bit. Today we're going to talk about it. We are going to do it, hammock camping with a dog this year. Guys and gals, and welcome if you are new here. Welcome to Matty Outdoors. I am Matty. This is Wanda. If you can't tell by the big maple leaf behind me, I am Canadian. I hike a ton in the Canadian Rockies, Jasper, Banff, Yoho, Kootenay National Park, places like that. So if that interests you at all, subscribe button over here on the side. But anyways, like I was saying, today we're talking hammock camping with a dog. Alright, so I've been asked a bunch of times about why I haven't taken my dogs out with me on my hammock trips. And honestly, it's just kind of terrified me. Last year I was just getting into the hammock camping thing. I was getting new to the hammock camping world. So that was kind of a big thing to me, was honestly just getting comfortable with the hammock camping altogether. And just incorporating my dogs into it was just... Oh, yes, I know you're very smart. She wants to do tricks. Hold on one second. Down, over, over, over. Like girl, I wasn't ready last year to incorporate my dogs into the hammock camping world. It was very new to me, and I wanted to make sure I was extremely comfortable with it and knew that it was going to work out for me before I started looking into what I could do for my dogs. I wanted to make sure that I had kind of all my bases covered as well. So a couple of things that I looked into were bug protection. That was a big one for me. Just the places I hike, the mosquitoes are pretty bad. Can you sit down? Can you sit? Of course you can. You're so pretty. Like I was saying, the places that I hike, yeah, we get pretty bad bugs up here in Canada. So I need a way to protect my pups from the bugs. That was kind of a big thing for me. So what I have found, and I'm gonna go with, it's actually being made right now, and it should be on its way pretty soon, from a company called Cave Creek Hammocking down in the States. They make this thing called the Pet Palace, which I'm super stoked about. Basically what it is it's a giant bug net that will hang over top of my hammock and goes down to the ground and has a fully sealed bathtub floor. So essentially, like, it'll be like a fully, it'll be like the inner mesh of a tent almost, but like completely meshed down to the ground. So not really a ton of weight. To be perfectly honest with you, she's carrying it anyways. I'm super stoked about it. Like with my Warrior hammock, I can roll the bug net back completely off my hammock and be completely open and exposed. So like I'll be hanging inside of this as well, right? So I mean, I'll be essentially just, yeah, have my hammock completely wide open so I can reach down on either side and, you know, pet her, whatever. She can stick her head up and, you know, give me a, you know, a lick on the cheek or whatever, like I'm sure she's gonna do. I'm gonna train with her at home to try and get her I'm gonna try and get her used to that kind of like as her bed essentially. And to go along with that is gonna be her sleeping pad that she's gonna be sleeping on, which is gonna be this guy right here that I've been kneeling on because it's super nice and handy. Just one of those run-of-the-mill, I'm sure you've seen them in every outdoor store you've ever gone into. Just the simple, you know, I don't know, they're like a 3/8 of an inch or a 1/2 inch or whatever, blue foam, closed cell foam pad. They're super light, super durable. I mean, I bought this one a couple years ago. It was a full-length adult-size pad, and I just kind of laid it out in the dog's kennel, and I just kind of cut it to length of the kennel, and it's perfect size for them. So it's super handy. I mean, hell, I've carried this thing on a ton of hikes myself before. Like it's awesome to have just to, like, you know, lounge around on camp or whatever. But yeah, that's what the dogs sleep on. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty dirty and used and abused, and you know, this thing gets used a lot, but it works well. The dogs love it. She gets her fleece blanket, as always. We never leave home without it, do we? No, we don't. Yeah, you just get a light fleece blanket. She's got a ton of hair. I don't know if you can tell, but she's got a ton of hair. She's an extremely warm dog, so you know she's a little heater. She's never cold, so she's okay with just her fleece blanket. Like obviously when it's like kind of in the early spring and kind of like getting into the later into the fall, once the snow kind of starts to fall, yes, I will pack a little, you know, kids down sleeping bag for her. But I mean, this is like, we're just talking middle of summer, which is mostly when I'm gonna take her. All right, so we got the bug protection covered. We've got her sleeping situation covered. Now let's get on to my tarp, because the tarp was a big concern for me because I went very minimalistic with my hammock tarp. I went with just a plain 11-foot hex tarp, which doesn't give me a ton of coverage on either ends of my hammock. If you don't know what a hex tarp is, basically it's just like it looks like a rectangular tarp covering my hammock, so it's wide open on either end. With her in mind, I don't want to make it feel kind of like, you know, closed in and safe. So I really hummed and hawed with the thought of just buying a set of doors essentially for my tarp that I can just kind of like attach on and take off. I was really sold on this idea. I thought that it was going to be like just super modular, super handy. Hi. Yes, I'll give you a treat. You're so pretty. I kind of shied away from it because honestly, it just, the complexity of it, like I didn't want to do an added door situation on my tarp simply for the complexity. I'm already adding a lot of complexity to my setup by adding this bug net contraption, because like I'm gonna have to set my hammock up and then basically like partially take my hammock down to feed my hammock into this thing and then reconnect it, and it adds a whole bunch of more steps, and I didn't want to deal with adding more steps of like having to clip on my doors. So I did order a new tarp, and I went with a tarp with doors. Unfortunately, I am not in the budget to price out a Cuban fiber tarp right now. I really wish. I would kill for a Cuban fiber tarp. I would love to have one. Every time I see someone post a picture with their DCF tarp, I'm just like, I get all bored and I'm just like, oh, very nice, I like. What I went with for a tarp is I went with a UGQ Winter Dream 12. Honestly, just for that more coverage, just with this pet palace involved, I just kind of wanted to make sure that I had more than enough coverage to make sure that everything is covered, no issues, no chance of anything getting wet. I don't want her getting wet. I don't want her freaking out. I don't want her bumping the camera right now like she's doing. I don't want your paw. I didn't ask for it. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Yeah, so tons of coverage on the ends. I'll be able to close the ends off. All weather protection. It's going to be a little more closed in for her. Yeah, so, you know, Winter Dream 12, new video hype, right? That's going to be coming. That's going to be coming soon, hopefully. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan for the tarp. We bit the bullet, and we're gonna add a little bit of weight back into our loadout. Less than I was expecting, actually. The tarp was less weight than I expected. I don't remember the weight off the top of my head. I'm not gonna try and go on their website and find the weight, because I had a couple of add-ons, like I added the pullouts on the side and stuff like that. So, I mean, once I get the tarp and I get all my suspension and hardware and everything on there, I'll get all that weight up, and we'll see how much damage we did to lightening up the kit load. But it was one of those things that was going to happen eventually anyways. I've hummed and hawed on the thoughts of getting a doored tarp. So, yeah, this just kind of pushed me to that. And if you guys got any questions for me or Wanda, you can let us know in the comments down below. We would love to help you guys out. If you guys do hammock camping with your dogs, I would love to, to hear any suggestions from you guys. If there's anything different that you guys do, yeah, let me know. Or if you guys have any experience with the stuff that I'm doing, give me a shout. Let me know about that too. Anyways, I am Matty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Right? I totally thought she was going to lunge for that. Usually she's like super happy for treats, but come here. Come. Come get it. Come here. Good girl. Alright guys. See you on the next one.